I've been getting a ton of comments from you guys telling me just how good hops is and that I should grow some hops and turn them into pale ale. And I mean a ton of comments. But after looking at the wiki, it seems like pale ale sells for quite a low price. So I wasn't too sure about it. Naturally, I had to test it. But I didn't just want to test hops. I wanted something to compare it to. So I thought I should at least test it against every type of regrowable crop in the game, and that's just what I did. You'll be quite surprised with the conclusion. Before we start, if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. Let's try and get 500 likes on this video. 500 likes is a ton for this channel, but if this video can get 500 likes, I will negotiate with my cat Ellie to see if he can bless you with infinite luck. He doesn't always listen, but I think I can persuade him. Alright, onto the video. There is a minor problem. Some crops only grow in certain seasons. So, to mitigate the problem, I will be using these sheds filled with crop pots using deluxe retaining soil to keep them watered. That way, I can test any crop no matter the season. There will be exactly 137 of each crop, and each crop will have 137 kegs too. So I can easily harvest the crops and turn them straight into wine, juice, or pale ale. I previously did a video where I tried to grow 500 crops on the beach farm. So I already had a farm with tons of sheds just ready to be used. I simply had to remove some of the crops in them and replace them with kegs. This was quite easy to do. Since I could just use bombs on the crops, I didn't need any more. We will be testing these crops over a 7-day period. I will start the test on Monday for harvesting everything and placing all of the crops into their kegs. I will then check every shed every day to see if any crops are ready to harvest. For example, hops regrow every day, so I will have to make sure to collect the hops every day. And the pale ale only takes 2 days to process, so I'll be placing the hops into the kegs every 2 days. The test will run over a single in-game week, and we will determine which crop can produce the most amount of money in a single week. The numbers may vary a little bit if we test it over an entire season, but I think a week is sufficient for this test. Since ancient fruit cannot grow in crop pots, I have planted ancient fruit on my Ginger Island farm. To make it fair, I also have exactly 137 ancient fruit crops. I think ancient fruit will probably just win because of their insane sell price, but I'm actually more interested in seeing how the other crops perform. I ran into another problem. There was so much to harvest and then place into kegs. There was just no way I would be able to do it in a single day. And I didn't want to continue on to the next day because that would create unfair advantages for crops that would otherwise give multiple harvests within the 7-day period. So I downloaded a mod that allows me to stop time by pressing the N key. Without the mod, there is just no way I could trust the results from the test. The link to the mod will be in the description below. When you place vegetables in kegs, they will turn into juice instead of wine. This process takes 4 in-game days, and since the test runs over 7 days, we will unfortunately only be able to get a single harvest of vegetable juice. This does put vegetables at a disadvantage, but to be honest, vegetables performed so poorly, I don't think it would have mattered. You will see shortly what I mean by that. Alrighty, it has now been 7 days later. We are ready to harvest the wine since wine takes 7 days to brew. And we are ready to sell all of these artisan goods and any excess crops that could not be turned into wine or juice within the time frame. I do have the artisan profession that you get at level 10 farming. So let's go and sell everything and just see how much money we managed to make in only a single week. Wow, 1.2 million gold in a week? That is not bad, but I'm not interested in the total. I want to know how each crop performed within those 7 days and see just how profitable it was. To no one's surprise, ancient fruit got first place and made over 300,000 gold. To my surprise, hops and pale ale got second place with 185,000 gold. I am not gonna lie, I had little faith in the hops and the pale ale, but I guess you guys were right. Hops are extremely profitable. I harvested a ton of hops and managed to make quite a lot of pale ale. I think I thought it wasn't profitable because I didn't realize how fast pale ale gets produced. But yeah, now I know, and I will probably incorporate some hops into my billionaire challenge. However, pineapples is in third place and it isn't behind by that much. It is only 13,000 gold, but pineapples have one major advantage. They take 7 days to regrow, and it takes 7 days to make pineapple wine, while hops regrow every day and you need to fill up the kegs every 2 days, effectively making pineapples much more time efficient. You only need to harvest once a week, where with hops you pretty much need to check up on your hops and pale ale every single day. I will admit that hops are very profitable, but pineapples are just easier, giving you more time during the day to do other stuff around Stardew Valley. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the higher profit from the hops or the better convenience from pineapples? Let me know in the comments. Most of the other crops that produced wine performed more or less the same, with strawberries pulling ahead, almost reaching 6 digits. Coffee is an interesting one. If there was an award for most harvested crops, coffee would win every time with ease. I harvested 2,200 coffee in only 7 days, which is pretty insane. But turning coffee beans into actual coffee is a way too high maintenance. It only takes 3 in-game hours to turn coffee beans into coffee. So you can easily spend an entire day just recycling your kegs with coffee, and then after all that effort, it doesn't even make that much money. Maybe it would be slightly more profitable if you turn the regular coffee into triple shot espresso, but it will definitely be nowhere near the value of pineapples or hops. It would be unfair for us to talk about these heavy hitter profitable crops and completely ignore the crops that did not perform well. The bottom 5 include tomatoes, hot peppers, green beans, and eggplants. These all performed much worse than the other crops, and it can be seen just by how much of a gap there is between these and the better crops. If you want to make money, you will have more success by planting hops or even strawberries. In conclusion, ancient fruit is the king of regrowable crops. Hops are second and pineapples are a close third. During the early game, you should most definitely grow strawberries, cranberries, and blueberries, as they are actually quite profitable as well. And don't plant huge amounts of the other crops, as they are not as profitable. Thank you so much for watching this video. This video just had to be made because it opened my eyes about how profitable hops can be. And now I should probably start integrating hops and pale ale into my billionaire challenge somehow. If you would like to ask me questions and just chat with a very fun community, consider joining my Discord. There are a bunch of wholesome people there and we just chat about all kinds of things. The link is in the description below. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, and as always, I will see you in the next video.